friends, I'm back again with one more sewing project, and it's a very simple and fun coaster making. And for this you will be just requiring 5 different kinds of scrappy fabric. So I've taken 4 scrappy fabrics which are in the shade of yellow, and this 5th fabric which is not yellow, and this is going to be forming the base of the coaster, just like this. And all my scrappy fabrics are cotton, because cotton will be able to soak all the spills on your coaster, and second, it will be heat resistant. And very basic requirements you have for making this project: just one fabric scissors, or you can use a rotary cutter if you have a mat, and you require a scale, and of course sewing machine and sewing threads. That's just the requirement. So let's get started with our project.
So I have placed all the 5 fabrics on top of one another after I have ironed them properly, and from one corner I'm going to cut out 5 layers of fabric for my coasters. Now I had previously cut out these 5 pieces from the same fabrics, and these I'm going to take as my template, one over the other. So I place them at one of the corners just like this, so that I can also take out some raw edges from here, so that it gives me a straight neat finish at the corner. And then I cut out, keeping this scale on top, so that it gives me some firmness and I don't cut wrongly along the edges. So I start from this side, placing it right on top of this edge, and using my rotary cutter I cut from this side. This is 5 inch, 5 inch, 5 inch, so I'll just cut it to the exact shape this side. So the uneven edges are gone. And now we are ready with all the 5 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So now that I have cut out all the 5 pieces of my fabric for the coaster, I am going to lay them properly before I finally sew them. So I'll just show you how. So you can see in my previously made coasters, this is the bottom base of the coaster, and these are the 4 fabrics which are being used for the top of my coaster. So keeping that in mind, I take the bottom layer of my coaster, and with the pretty side up, it has to be facing up. This is the wrong side and this is the right side. So that faces up, and the other 4 fabrics which form the top of the coaster, they have to be folded along one of the sides with the pretty side on top, and then I'm going to lay it on top of this with the fold facing inside and the raw edges outside. The same thing I'm going to do with the second fabric. Again, I fold it along the center, and then the fold has to be again the pretty side facing up and the wrong side goes inside, and this fold has to be towards the inside of the coaster, and the raw edges will come to the corner. So this is the second layer. Then for the third layer, again the pretty side up, one fold at the center, and the folded part comes to the center and the raw edges goes out. Again the pretty side up, and I fold it once, raw edge goes up. But now what happens is, if you look at the pattern in this, you are seeing only 1/4 of all the layers. So here what is happening is, when I put the last layer on top of the third one, it is hiding the first layer completely. So to correct that, you will very nicely put this inside and bring the first layer on top of it. So now you have formed the pattern which we require, and now you are going to, if you want, you can pin it on all the sides along the seam allowance, or else in this case, since it is held firmly, I'm straight away going to go to my sewing machine and sew it along the edges, keeping a margin of 1/4 of an inch. So this I had already sewn along the edges with the sewing allowance of 1/4 of an inch, and this is how the seam line goes. So just the same way I'm going to stitch it on all the 4 sides. So now that I have sewn along all the 4 edges of my project, I need to flip it over to the right side to get the coaster in its final shape. But before I do that, I have to trim the corners to remove the extra bulk. So we'll do that, and while doing this, you have to be very careful that you don't cut along the seam lines. And now we are ready to flip it over to the right side. So for flipping over to the right side, I'm going to take this opening at the center where all these 4 layers meet, and just from here I'll flip it over to the right side. It's very easy, and it happens just simultaneously on all the sides. So I just flip it over. And this is how it looks once I have flipped over all the 4 sides. And now I give it the final one last ironing so that it gets its proper shape. So this is how it looks finally.
So finally I've made a set of 4 coasters. Hope you like this simple project, and you will surely give it a try, and of course you will make it for your loved ones. It is a very good gift idea with a personal touch. So please, if you like it, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and don't forget to hit the bell notification for all my next upcoming videos. I post every Monday. Bye.